Today, is it just me or people? Today seems like a very boring day. Probably because yesterday was like a hell horse of a day online with Twitter and bullshit about Hulk Hogan, to say the least. Well, let's not talk about Hulk Hogan anymore, shall we? What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Lucas Limits on YouTube and all audio platforms, with your AEW Dynamite July 30th, July 23rd, 2025 review on Lucas Limits on YouTube and all audio platforms. See being Friday, July 25th, 2025. Like I said, so Dynamite was boring, honestly. It was a bad show. It was a good show. I feel like it was a decent show, closer to a boring show. Dynamite did nothing for me, honestly, to develop any stories or anything for Forbidden Door, in all honesty. They had some good matches on the show, like FTR and JetSpeed, Ospreay, and will be confirmed for he has a neck injury, and I wish him nothing but the best. He's hopefully back by Forbidden Door. You expect so, at least. We'll discuss that in a minute. And Toni Storm and Billie Starks was pretty good, but other than that, I didn't care for the show. I gotta be quite honest. And also, MJF in a backstage segment with the Hurt Syndicate, basically teaching attention already to Hurt Syndicate and MJF. But that, I also liked that quite a bit. Other than that, nothing else in the show did nothing for me. Not even Hangman Page, Adam Page, and Wheeler Yuta, and also Jon Moxley and Hangman Page being announced for next week for the World Championship on Dynamite. Let's discuss everything right now. For following me on social media, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, Lucas C. Allen. Facebook is still technically No Limits of Lucas. Watch on YouTube, hit the like button on today's review. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Turn the bell for post notifications so you miss an upload on Lucas Limits on YouTube. Leave a comment when you think of AEW Dynamite July 23rd, 2025. Watch on Spotify, the major voice crack, go figure. Also, leave me a comment when you think of AEW Dynamite July 23rd, 2025. And also, leave me a 5-star rating on Spotify. Watch on any other audio platform. Hello, boys and girls. I'm a crazy lunatic, to say the least. Hear my chair go off. I'm sorry if you heard that. Let's get right into your AEW Dynamite July 23rd, 2025 review introduction. Let's discuss Hangman Adam Page, the reigning defending AEW World Champion, defeats Wheeler Yuta to start the show in a fucking boring ass match. And then after the main event between Mark Briscoe and Claudio Castagnoli, we're going to discuss in a minute. But they literally immediately announced that Hangman Page will defend that World Championship again against Jon Moxley next week on Dynamite. Please, the love of God, have Hangman. I'm not going to make Hangman retain, obviously. I want him to definitely retain. I think he will retain, all honesty. It is what it is. So I don't think we need another Jon Moxley Hangman Adam Page feud, which culminated in Texas. I don't think we need another match after that, but it is what it is, I guess. We're going to discuss that. Also, an FTR, Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler defeat JetSpeed, people Mike Bailey and Kevin Knight, in an AEW World Tag Team Championship Eliminator Tournament match. What the fuck kind of bullshit is this coming with number one contenders for the World Tag Team titles? I'm are you fucking kidding me, man? Seriously, what the fuck was the point of this? Why another tournament match to get the number one contenders for said championships? What is this? World Wrestling Entertainment, WWE, Tony Khan, your stupid eliminator matches? There's no one later in the show, and you answer right in minutes. We're also discussing Will Ospreay confirms that he has a neck injury, but also expects to be back before Forbidden Door, which that Will Ospreay nothing but the best, and thank God he can actually wrestle for Forbidden Door. Because like I said, that's taking place in his hometown or something like that in London, England, UK to say at least. So there you go, we'll discuss that. Listen, Toni Storm, the reigning defending AEW Women's World Champion, defeats Billie Starks in the AEW Women's World Championship Eliminator match. Go fucking figure, like I said earlier in the show. Eliminator tournaments and eliminator matches. What the fuck kind of creative is this, Tony Khan? Unbelievable. We're going to discuss that. Also, the Swerve Strickland versus Hechicero goes to disqualification. We're disqualification on AEW television after Kazuchika Okada, the reigning defending AEW Unified Continental International Champion, nailed Strickland with a steel chair that caused that disqualification. We'll discuss that. It was a decent match, like I said. Also, the main event, Mark Briscoe. We love Mark Briscoe, but my God, why the fuck is this main event your Dynamite is beyond me? Mark Briscoe defeats Claudio Castagnoli in the main event. What the fuck? It was a fun match, like I said, but my God, bro. So you main event your Dynamite, mostly your biggest Dynamite, you're going to be going out against, like, All in Texas after your Dynamite, obviously, following last week's Dynamite. But my God, any regular standard Dynamite, Mark Briscoe and Claudio Castagnoli's main event in your show? I don't know about that, bro, to say the least. I'm discussing all in today's podcast. Glad you enjoyed. Maybe as always, going to say it's this week's AEW Dynamite, July 23rd, 2025 review on Lucas Limits on YouTube and all audio platforms. Starting with, you guessed it, Hangman Adam Page, the reigning defending AEW World Champion, defeats Wheeler Yuta, one half of the Death Riders, to start the show. This, my friends, is a big fat C. We might as well discuss this now, by the way. Jon Moxley's getting his rematch for the AEW World Championship next week on Dynamite against Hangman Adam Page. To be honest, I don't care. It should have been one and done, and Hangman should have beaten Moxley. And she did it all in Texas, thank God. But do we have to have a rematch for this? Like, we don't. Just make Jon Moxley lose again? Like, who the fuck cares? I love the match at All In. This is a highlight, one of the few highlights of Moxley's world title run, last title run, obviously. It's Reign of Terror, as we like to call it, but still. Like, do you fucking seriously need to see a rematch in Page and Moxley next week for the World Championship? Like, we know the outcome, at least I hope to God it's the right outcome when Hangman Adam Page retained. It'd be kind of bizarre if you had Moxley regaining a championship. But knowing Tony Khan would probably do something like that, knock on wood. Hopefully that's not the case. Please, wrestling gods themselves. Please, no, not JBL. But please, wrestling gods do not have Hangman Adam Page drop the championship back to Jon Moxley. Hopefully God it's not the case. And it goes back to a fucking suitcase. I highly doubt that happens, though. This open match was pointless. I didn't give a single fuck about this start to your show. It's supposed to set the tone later in the show for, like, what's to come, like, for Dynamite. This did the complete opposite of that. It's the worst thing on the fucking show. Shall we move on? A big fat fucking C. Start your show. Let's move on, shall we? Not that the show is decent rather than the rest of the start of the segment, but still. FTR, Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler defeat JetSpeed's people Mike Bailey and Kevin Knight in an AEW World Tag Team Championship Eliminator tournament match. I like the match quite a bit with JetSpeed and FTR. I give it a B, but my God, bro, why the fuck do we need an AEW World Tag Team Championship Eliminator tournament to crown number one contenders for the AEW World Tag Team titles? What the fuck are we doing here? It's like Triple H booking here, Tony Khan. You seek a number one contender for any said championship through a fucking useless ass tournament. The fuck are we doing? What was the AEW has a lot of fucking tournaments to them, man. It's insane. Like, what the fuck are we doing here? I love the match. The match was freaking very good. But why the fuck do we need an AEW World Tag Team Championship Eliminator Tournament? Like, what the fuck are we doing, bro? I don't get this type of logic. Match is very good, though. Give it a B. Shall we move on? That's all I can give you, honestly. This review might be very short today, honestly. Knock on wood. I a little over-exaggerated knock in there, to say the least. Moving on to Will. But by the way, that great with FTR and JetSpeed. It's tied for best screen in the show. Three-way tie for the best screen in the show, by the way. Moving on to Will Ospreay. He confirms that he has a neck injury, but also he expects to be back before Forbidden Door. This also gets a B. I like the intensity Ospreay brought in this promo for a guy as me. He over-exaggerated his big time. But I thought for a second he'd be out for like 9 to 10 months or something like that. He was saying this promo. That's how great Ospreay is with a freaking promo, man. He can get you any given day than anything, to say the least. I like this promo quite a bit from Ospreay. Ospreay's a very great promo, man. He's very good promo. He's a very good promo, like I said. So I'll see Ospreay back sooner rather than later. Like he said, I hope the guy is back before Forbidden Door. Like he said, he expects to be back before Forbidden Door. So let's wait and finally see what he does have Forbidden Door. Like I said, but he missed, man, freaking like over exaggerated to the point where I thought he was gonna be out for like 9 to 10 months. So grateful it's obviously not the case, to say the least. So wish Ospreay nothing but the best. And neck injuries can be a pain. Yeah, just ask Kevin Owens about that for sure. Who is nothing but the best for Will Ospreay, and also Kevin Owens is a shout out to Kevin Owens for sure, to say the least. This gets a beat though. It's high for the best grade in the show as well. I'm almost done with this review already, man. Only 10 minutes on this review of said recordings, not including the intro to YouTube and all ads for audio platforms. And on the timeless Toni Storm, the reigning defending AEW Women's World Champion, defeats Billie Starks in an AEW Women's World Championship Eliminator match. This also gets a B. Boys and girls, I like the match quite a bit with Billie Starks and Toni Storm. Toni Storm elevated Billie Starks a lot in this match. Kind of like on Mercedes, my name, my girl. We miss you dearly, Mercedes, on AEW television. Her, she has a Rev Pro Women's British Championship match tonight. Being Friday, obviously, July 25th. I don't know what it's called, honestly. Rev Pro, I think his hashtag is Rev Pro SS on Twitter. If you had a hashtag that, if you could say the latest, but I don't know. This is what the event is called, in all honesty. But this Toni Storm and Billie Starks match is pretty solid, man. I give it a B. I like the fact that still having Toni Storm and Athena teasing another match, a match between these two women. And when Athena cashes in that championship match, let's have Athena beat Toni. Let's have Athena be the one to beat Toni. Make implicate Mercedes into this as well, if you want to. Wait and find out with that as well. We shall wait and find out with that for sure. But this gets an overview of B with Toni Storm defeating Billie Starks in an AEW Women's World Championship Eliminator match. I don't like the fact that it's an Eliminator match. I can't stand Eliminator matches, but whatever. It's just another asterisk, another stupidity of Tony Khan, to say the least. But this gets a B. Only 6.5 minutes on this damn set recording for your Dynamite review. Goes to show you how freaking meaningless the show was on Wednesday night or what, people. And on, Swerve Strickland versus Hechicero goes to disqualification after Kazuchika Okada, the reigning defending AEW Guest Unified Continental and International Champion. I can't stand that. Hate that he's got all 3 championships on his waist and his arms. You get the point. I absolutely hate that, in all honesty. But after Kazuchika Okada nailed Strickland with a steel chair to cause that disqualification. A rare disqualification on AEW television and programming in general. This gets a B-. Didn't mind the match between Strickland and Hechicero whatsoever. I think Hechicero's getting growing me a little bit. I don't care to see him on television for AEW and a bloated fucking roster as it is already. But still, I can yell at the sake of yelling. The Forbidden Door season is 52 weeks in a year with Tony Khan. Like, seriously, Forbidden Door for AEW is like 52 weeks in a year, not just one pay-per-view. It's not just one pay-per-view, one season. It's all 52 weeks of the year, man. That's why I don't get with Tony Khan sometimes. But still, this gets a B-. It's not a bad match for it all. With Swerve Strickland and Hechicero, absolutely, I don't even care for the disqualification. For Dynamite doing like very rare disqualification, you save a Swerve Strickland and Hechicero match for that. I don't know about that type of logic whatsoever, I guess. This gets a B- though. Are you on to your main event? Well, it's like 14 or so minutes on this recording and everything. Not including the intro, YouTube, and all audio ads to start the show, obviously, for audio platforms. And on to your main event, Mark Briscoe. Which, by the way, before I get into that, before this backstage segment, there was tension between Bobby Lashley and the Hurt Syndicate with MJF, Maxwell Jacob Friedman. I like that. We never need to have MJF in this Hurt Syndicate stable for a long time period. But I absolutely like that they're teasing that breakup already. I like that big time. Bobby Lashley even said himself, I want MJF out of the Hurt Syndicate. Whether that plays into tension next week or anything else after that, should be interesting, man. That term of MJF is gonna be freaking hitting like rock shit, to say the least, bro. MJF's a constant fucking heel. We all love that from him. He's the perfect type of like prick, to say the least, in professional wrestling, man. We all love MJF, man. He's just freaking hilarious and just does shit for the sake of doing shit, to say the least. Mark Briscoe, going back on this, defeats Claudio Castagnoli in the main event. This also gets a B-. So it was a okay main event. Might be generous at a B-. But to main event your Dynamite show with Mark Briscoe. We all love Mark Briscoe on this podcast, don't get me wrong. We don't love Claudio Castagnoli, says the former Cesaro in WWE. But did this have to main event your Dynamite show? From a match standpoint, it's not like after this match, and I know they went to the graphic with Jon Moxley and Adam Hangman Page. AEW World Championship rematch, and now for next week. I don't really care for that whatsoever. Like, after this match, you went right to a graphic with Hangman Page and Jon Moxley for the rematch for next week. Like, did that fucking need to happen, man? Did that really need to happen? The answer is, fuck no, to say the least. This main event was good, solid, don't get me wrong. What was the point? I don't get it. It's a decent show for Dynamite, but my god, bro, it's also boring at the same time. Nothing memorable happened on this show. It's not like you can go back and watch the show. Like, nothing like, earth-shattering, to say the least. Not that Raw was much. This is better than Raw, I'll give you that. So I felt like this was a better episode from Dynamite compared to Raw this week, but that was not the same match. Raw was just a dumpster fire. I'm going to say a dumpster fire. But not very good, to say the least. This Dynamite was slightly better than Raw, but I'll be honest with you, if you said Dynamite was least better than Raw, I don't blame you whatsoever either. But still, this overall show, you probably can tell, is a B-. As your main event is also a B- too. 3 straight grades at B-, just like 3 straight grades at the top of the show as well with a B. Minus is C at the top of the very top of the show for sure. This main event with Mark Briscoe and Claudio Castagnoli gets an overrated at B-. And his overall show for AEW Dynamite July 23rd, 2025 is also a B-. And that is the AEW Dynamite July 23rd, 2025 review on Lucas Limits on YouTube and all audio platforms. And thank y'all for watching Lucas Limits on YouTube and all audio platforms. Your AEW Dynamite July 23rd, 2025 review. Today being Friday, July 25th, 2025. Hopefully, knock on wood. Okay, your next edition on the Lucas Limits Wrestling Report, episode number 6 out today. I want to do that honestly. Why not? It's 1:43 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in Syracuse, New York. It's a very early upload for this Dynamite review. I didn't do the Dynamite review yesterday because obviously the Hulk Hogan news took like everything out of the way, to say the least. So didn't want to do a double upload day on yesterday because it was like a freaking like hectic day in the world of professional wrestling with the death of Hulk Hogan. But still, you get the point. Thank y'all for watching your AEW Dynamite July 23rd, 2025 review on Lucas Limits on YouTube and all audio platforms. And catch up hopefully today with your Lucas Limits Wrestling Report episode number 6 for July 25th, 2025. Until later today, for more content on Lucas Limits on YouTube and all audio platforms, peace, Larry, I'm out. Take care. Love you all big time, to say the least.